Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel if you're new around here. My name is Hannah Hawthorne and I'm Simply Witched. Today we are going to craft a grimoire page together. This video was inspired by a recent release called the Handmade Grimoire, a creative treasury for magical journaling by Laura Derbyshire. Laura is a mutual of mine and is also known as the Bower Hare across social media. Laura creates primarily grimoire content and has always been a huge inspiration to me, so I was so excited to receive her book. This explains what a grimoire is and how to make one, but what sets it aside is in the back there are a bunch of grimoire pages and cutouts for you to make your own. So I thought it would be really fun to create a grimoire page together using one of these pages, especially because this is the book that we are reading this month in my Discord book club, and quite a few of our community members already have the book. But don't worry, if you don't have the book, that is totally fine, and you can still create the page using whatever material you have. The page we are going to create is about a new plant ally that I have recently been introduced to, and I would like to share her with you too. Everyone, I would like you to meet Lunaria. These are actually the dried seed pods of the plant, and I am going to tell you all about this plant and how you can use it in your magical practice. I am also going to show you how I make grimoire pages, so get something to drink, get something to eat, get cozy, get comfortable, and maybe grab some supplies if you would like to craft this page alongside me. The first step to any grimoire page is research. After I decided what I wanted this page to be, it was time to gather information about my subject. As mentioned, Lunaria only recently came into my life. Until about 2 weeks ago, I had never heard of this plant, but since then there have been several signs pulling me to work with it in my practice. I started hanging out with a new witch friend earlier this month. Their name is Sophia, and they're also a content creator. They go by the Miami Witch on Instagram, and you should definitely check them out. We met for the full moon in Aquarius, and Sophia brought along some Lunaria pods. We used them in our spell work, and Sophia showed me how they burn them similar to the way that you would bay leaves. But these don't really catch flame the same way. They nearly disintegrate. This was my first time working with the plant, and I felt immediately called to learn more. Sophia was kind enough to give me some to take home, the ones that you will see in this video. I've been meditating with them and keeping them on me while I research. These are simple ways that you can get to know any plant spirit. Researching plants is pretty simple. Herbalism is one of the easiest areas of witchcraft to research because there are so many resources. You have both the mundane and magical at your fingertips. I recommend starting by just Googling the plant. I usually start with the more scientific websites, learning about the plant through the lens of biology or botany, finding out if it's been used in medicine or holds any significance throughout history. Then I move to gardening blogs. I love to hear the perspective of someone who has sown the seeds of whatever plant I'm researching. I find this gives you the best insight into what the plant is actually like, how its spirit feels. Usually they tell funny stories about the plant having an attitude or being finicky to shade or sunlight. The animist within me lives for these stories. Of course, growing the plant yourself is always best, but not always practical. I can't grow Lunaria in the situation I am now, but once we move, it's the first thing I want to start in my garden. Finally, search for the plant specifically within witchcraft. Try to find folklore or historical records of the plant being used in the craft. But you can also look for it in a more modern sense. Are there any practitioners sharing their experience working with the plant online? UPG, or unverified personal gnosis, is valuable. Just take it for what it is, other people's experiences. Use discernment and take it with a grain of salt. Gather as much information as you can and cross-reference your sources. I use my iPad and Notes app for this process, but do whatever works for you. I just recommend that you pre-write anything you would like to include in your grimoire and have the information organized rather than trying to do it for the first time on your official page. Once I know what I want to say, it is time to map it out. On this grimoire page, I'm going to include a title, Lunaria, the name of the plant, an illustration of the flora, 8 sections of separate information, and 2 of the dried seed pods, which I am actually going to paint. You'll see why soon. I roughly sketch out what I want the page to look like and the order I'll put things. As you can see, I've labeled my sections of information and designated areas for them on the page. The only thing left to do before putting pen to paper is choose a page from the Handmade Grimoire. At first I was trying to find something purple to match the hue of the live flowers, but I could not believe my eyes when I discovered one of the pages in this book was Lunaria. I had no idea until I sat down to film this that this plant would be illustrated on one of the pages. Another sign, meant to be. I am so excited to think about those of you who are making this alongside me and how special it is that we can have matching grimoire pages. Right before I begin, I lightly outline the sections I pre-planned and number them with the paragraphs. The rest of this video is basically that, working on my grimoire page, drawing and writing out information as I read it to you. Derived from Luna, the Latin name of the moon, this plant is named for its lunar-like fruit. Technically a herbaceous biennial of the mustard family, this plant is easy to grow from seed and tends to naturalize. Freely self-seeding in a garden and once established will never disappear. Prefers moist, dappled areas, full sun to part shade. Native to southeastern Europe and western Asia, today Lunaria has made its way around the world, cultivated for its desirable fruit commonly used in floral arrangements. The flat papery fruits are showy and are the plant's most valued feature. Flowers bloom in late spring to summer and the fruits appear in midsummer. This plant flowers the second year from propagation by seed. The fruit-laden stems are harvested from the garden just as their green color disappears, and they are brought inside to hang upside down to dry. Growing up to 3 feet tall and higher than it is wide, Lunaria features oval to heart-shaped, serrated, medium green leaves that are pointed at the tip. Some varieties are more ornamental with purple or variegated leaves. Clusters of 4-petaled mauve flowers up to ½ inch across bloom above the foliage in spring, March to June, though some varieties are pink or white. The flowers are fragrant, especially at night, nectar-bearing and polliniferous, and therefore attract many insects, especially bees and wood-boring beetles. Flowers give way at the summer solstice to sprays of flattened, paper-thin, silver dollar-sized fruit, up to 2 inches wide, which become translucent with maturity. One of Lunaria's common names is honesty plant, which arose in the 16th century, and relates to the translucence of these membranes, which truthfully reveal their contents, making them excellent for truth spells and workings related to sincerity. This plant is also used in spells for prosperity, the flat pods resembling coins and therefore being seen as symbolizing promises of wealth. Lunaria is also called the silver dollar plant, or in French, the monnaie du pape, meaning Pope's money. France being a country this plant is native to, and a place that many of my ancestors are from. As you know, I am in the process of connecting back to my French heritage, so learning this information made it all the more special to me. During the Victorian era, Lunaria started being used as decoration. The plant was usually just placed in a vase, but folks would also paint little scenes on the silvery pods, a tradition you can see I'm continuing here. I have chosen to paint the live plant and moon to represent its lunar qualities. When I am able to grow Lunaria, I think it would be really special to bring a stalk of seeds inside with each change of the seasons and paint them accordingly. Red and green for Yuletide and pastel for spring. In the earliest surviving recipe for a flying ointment, which was recorded by a Bavarian physician named Johannes Hartlieb, circa 1440, Lunaria is included as the herbal ingredient corresponding astrologically to the moon, and therefore to be picked on the lunar day of Monday. And finally, legend says that if Lunaria is found growing naturally in front of a home, the plant is letting you know that the inhabitants are honest people. Here is a final look at my Lunaria Grimoire page. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Whether you just listened and learned about Lunaria or you crafted a page alongside me. But if you did, I would love to see what it looks like, so please send a photo my way. And if you enjoyed this crafting with other people, I am going to do a grimoire crafting community event on my Discord very soon. I don't know when exactly, but make sure that you join my Discord to be notified when that is, as well as follow me on other social media. I will definitely post it on Discord and Instagram when I plan to do it. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and if you have, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification to keep up with me between uploads. There is also a link down below to all of my other platforms, as well as to join my Discord, buy my book, or book an astrology reading with me. So until next time, have a magical rest of your day, blessed be, and goodbye, everyone.